My Little Pirates, Sanji's Adventures in Equestria. Sanji's Vic, please tell me that this this chapter isn't going to be just Sanji doing everything he did on Okama Island. Hmm? Because if it is, then I'll just read the Wikipedia article of this episode. So to just move on. Just please. I'm going to go through this. And if I start feeling like this is the freaking Okama Island, I'm going to scream. Ponies. There were ponies everywhere. There were ponies made in shops. There were ponies flying through the sky. There were ponies in the street that darted out of the way of the power blue unicorn in a dirty suit. Somebody stopped him, came and shot from behind. Sanji glanced back to see that the ponies were still in pursuit of him. Okay. The only comfort that the sight brought him was an orange pony and a blue Pegasus that had taken the lead. Rarity was lost amidst the ponies, and they all thus they came down. Stay away, Sanji yelled back. No, I'm not staying on this island for another second. Sanji put down the road. The buildings grew apart from each other, and the path became rough. The giant trees appeared overhead where the path was into the woods. Sanji posed his legs first. Stopped. Somebody cried up behind him. As a purple light was past his ear. He did look behind him and raced onwards. A small truck came through and down for some force. Unimpressive fruits overtook their path. Sanji barely were into the woods. Branches and woods snapping and cracking the trees and hoods. A sound of branches appeared in front of him. Sanji ducked, but the end of his corn scratched against the branch. His head stopped back while his legs kept gallery. One of the main roots behind the ground caught a hoof and Sanji went into a tumble. The world spun around him until he slammed into the thickest target of the tree. The rustle of the branches echoed through the forest, and the silence fell around Sanji. When regret, he picked himself off and stood on some of the leaves. First, Sanji, the cry was distant, but for perhaps 50 yards or so, it stood still on Sanji's spine. Like yellow, I'm going to let that horse take me back. Sanji's eye was snort. Damn that bear bastard, send me into an island filled with horses with the voices of angels. Sanji huffed and limped ahead. A thick fog hung over the woods, following the trees in their heavens and the south. Very few pieces Rarity's voice and one of the others would call out. Sanji stiffened at the words and kept crossing the trees. When he got a chance to look back, he see that they were coming up behind him. He grimaced at the sight of his exposed flanks. He hadn't thought about it, but looking at Rarity and thought of whatever had happened to his pants made him so. I swear I'm going to beat that bear bastard black and blue. He stopped the hood. He had me and paused. He looked down to see that he traveled over some roots on his left foreleg. He raised his leg up and once his stairs columns followed the current and that replaced his head. His jaw tightened. Damn, he grumbled. The pony's there was softer now. Now, the thought that little to calm Sanji while he trotted through the woods. All four of his legs and points in his chest and back of his head made earlier fall. The rumbling of his stomach grew his attention. Heh, he muttered, I guess I can always eat the grass if I'm hungry. He frowned at the mental image of him crazy. The idea brought so loads of grass and unpleasant memories. He did flash back to when Rarity had first started the streets of whatever madhouse on an island as once. He had seen what he looked like tea and soup and simple salad. So sorry he came to a stop him with these talking horses that could also cook. He sighed and focused on back on the path. Doesn't matter, I've got to get back to the sun and find everyone else. The fog shifted and darkened while he talked. The fire in his eyes died down while further he went. Soon he clenched his jaw and gave way to a frown. Darn, I should have sold the map or something. Sanji thought back to the concerned look of Rarity in the air. Probably had shown him why he had fled. Maybe I should have asked. Sanji took his head. No more talking horses. No matter how nice they are. Horses are horses, not lazy. A drink sounded through the trees. Sanji perked up his ears and turned towards the direction that the scream had come from. He gritted his teeth and went into a gallop. A few minutes earlier, Rarity and Pinkie Pie stood side by side and combed over the trees as they got to brush Myers' helmet and fixed it. A floodlight rested on top of Pinkie's head. Both light and Rarity's horn cut through the fog. Of all the days for the Everfree to be caught in haze, Rarity be a little dangerous enough as it is. Don't worry, Rarity. I was normal fighting the Sanji guys and Pinkie. She wobbled her head and frowned, slicing through the fog over a new light. Marco! Cecily applied to the drip of a distant stream, answered Pinkie as he blustered down on her helmet. It was probably he forgot how to play Marco Polo. Only listened when he's all he forgot, Rarity said. I feel terrible for him. It was like he completely forgot he was a pony. Pinkie craned her head close to Rarity. And if he did, oh wait, if he's not actually a pony, but some sort of creature forcibly chased into a pony that must now go on an epic quest to regain its lost form and return home. Rarity furrowed her brow at Pinkie. We don't really have time for this, Pinkie. The ground crumbled underneath Rarity's left side. She lurched into the fog, dragged out with yelps. Pinkie thrusted out like a grasp for Rarity. Her hopes near one over Rarity's. He watched Pinkie Pie wildly flail at her, but it does grew further and further. Rarity's tail screamed and plummeted into the fog. Rarity Pinky yelled. The rest of her horns of Eddie were lost in the winds lasting against Rarity's ears. The ground reappeared below. Rarity set her eyes to later her horn. A sea of aura drew up around her and arced back, forming a half spear. It crashed down to the ground with suspended Rarity in the air for a split second. The aura cracked under the pressure, sending out a blast that shook the nearby trees and echoed through the forest. The fire glass struck Rarity. Well, even I can't keep this up forever. Okay, let's see what we got here. Timberwolves show up and Rarity starts screaming because, of course, we need to make sure Sanji looks good over the main six. Why not? And Sanji proceeds to do what he does best: kick butt, take names, and burn everything. And then Sanji finally remembers who he is after Rarity's in danger, because, you know, Sanji, he can't leave a woman behind. However, I feel like this is so totally flanderized, and that type of trait is so produced that it removes everything unique about Sanji and fun about his character. I mean, he even says, "I can't think of a worse hell for me." Okama Island? Hello? So, let me get this straight. If you had met a horse Zoan user that was a female, you would insult her? I'm surprised Sanji hasn't thought that they're all Zoan users. Why wasn't that his first thought? Does he think that low Chopper? Well, anyway, after Sanji kicks the wolf, he gets back to normal reform, and Sanji proceeds to use his flambe shot. Rarity points out that he's hurt and decides to help him out, because, hey, he's still an awesome guy. But Sanji's badass kick does alert Twilight to the situation. After everybody gets out of the Everfree Forest, Sanji ends up looking right into Rainbow Dash's eyes, and Rainbow Dash proceeds to ask the question we should all want to know. Why shouldn't we throw this fake Sanji into the loony bin? Obviously, nobody has figured it out just quite yet that he is probably not a proper unicorn. Sanji, of course, tells him what he wants along with everybody else, that he wants to get back to her ship. Twilight, obviously not being the idiot that she has been all story, and actually has something resembling her brains in this chapter, points out that he might be from a coastal city, which, again, I feel like basically blows the previous chapters out of the water. Thank God this isn't a canon with the rest of the stories. Otherwise, I would think that Celestia was an idiot. Well, Xenolestia is, but let's focus on what's going on. So, Sanji points out that he has to get back to his crew, and the others are trying to tell him that, are slowly starting to figure out that maybe he isn't exactly a pony. And there's a whole bunch of conversations between them. You don't really need to know that, especially when the main six are pointing out they're trying to keep him from going Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs. And then, miracle of miracles, Sanji actually starts doing what he does best among the crew, other than, running around thinking that every single girl's hot. The things that Sanji actually does do on the crew. Investigate, be sneaky, walk around like a freaking secret agent. All those other cool things about him that I love about Sanji. Yeah, he finally starts realizing that as he starts proceeding to think about Nami and Robin, maybe even asking Robin for Rarity to make some clothes for him, and he starts pointing out that maybe he could actually start talking to Twilight about maps and how to use them to actually get around. That type of thing. So he follows Twilight to the library and meets up with Spike. Sanji is, of course, not impressed with the fact that that the first dragon he's ever met in his life is a tiny little baby one that probably could only be awesome if you actually grew him up in size with that really awesome potion from Amore from the comics. Well, he takes a couple of books and maps and proceeds to read until he falls asleep. What do you know? The next thing he wakes up to is Luna. However, all Luna does is talk, makes a small talk, and start walking up towards him. With any luck, this won't go the way with the Luffy fic. Oh, please, I can't deal with any more of Luna wanting to throw herself at the nearest guy with 2 legs. This is getting annoying. I just... rather her throw herself at Supernova. But unfortunately, this is not Kilo's fan work. My apologies. Well, after Sanji wakes up, he finds himself down in the kitchen where Twilight proceeds to tell him that Princess Celestia just got back from her diplomacy mission. Oh God. Oh, no. I beg you. No more Celestia. Alright, I will pay you in gold if you just do not give me any more Xenolestia. I beg you, alright? I beg you, Story. Well, before he gets to Mina, Pinkie Pie proceeds to do what she does best. Bake. Personally, I would also love to have seen Applejack do the cooking. And again, why haven't we gotten to Applejack more? I mean, you did a pretty cool scene with Applejack. And then Sanji proceeds to ask Pinkie how she does something without recipes. Of course Pinkie Pie does things with recipes. She even talked about baking scones with a recipe. She can't be that... I know she's awesome, but... You know, even she has her own limits. What? She does. Stop looking at me like that! Moving on. And that's when Celestia got there. Oh, God. Here we go. Sanji straightens up as Princess Celestia walks towards him. And... might as well read this scene in total. Black Lake Sanji. It's quite surprising seeing such a famous chef wind up in the middle of my kingdom. Wait, what? Sanji's different. Slipped across his forehead. You know him? Twilight gasped. Not personally. He's quite from a distant land, but he and his crew are quite the upstarts. No! I usually your subcard big shot who now lets Elsie do a bake off even more. I'm afraid that might not be happening. Between the letter and what I know of Sanji here, I suppose he dearly wants to return to his crew. Can you? Sanji gasped. I'm not sure how, but I'll repay you. You already did by defending my subjects last night. Twilight, I have apologies, but could my sister and I have some private words with Sanji for a moment? The situation involves a little diplomatic privacy, and I'd like to respect that. Oh, of course! Twilight spun around and marched over to the door. Come on, girls. We'll be right outside you, yes. Thank you, my faithful student. Oh boy, here we go. Celestia. Hit the deck! The door closed and silence fell upon the throne room. Sanji felt a heat upon with Celestia looking at him. This pages quickly before Celestia smiled at him. You're quite the lucky stallion. She pulled a poster, a boring sketch of a blonde man with a pancake face and only one eye materialized next to her. Hey, I personally don't mind not look too much. It's my way of thinking that what's past is past. Yes. I just love my brand new look, though. I would love to thank Sanji for making me as beautiful and gorgeous as I am. Duval, what are you doing in my office? What are you doing in the studio? Well, I heard that you are entertaining some lovely ladies of Remnant, including the very lovely Weiss Snee. There you are, Weiss. Oh, what the? Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Duval. Do you like my beauty? Ugh! Was that you winking? Note to self, better security for the studio. Don't ask Cisco Ramon for that help. Sanji stopped his hooves. Does everyone in the world have that damn thing? How does he even guess that was me with that crappy drawing? It looks nothing like me, pony or not! Now, I'm no pony to judge just based on appearances. Celestia folded up a letter and the newspaper beside the poster. Sanji grimaced at the headline on the letter. Straw is defeated. I took an educated guess between your poster, description for Rarity and Twilight, and erased the fence on the Grand Line. So, do you know the stuff beyond this island then? Silently furrowed his brow. Why present this island only place in the world then? I see someone was busy at Twilight's last night. Celestia returned to her throne. Celestia felt something nudge against his side. Through a combination of geography and magic, Equestria is virtually inaccessible unless you have wings, or the way where Sky Island passes by. Though the latter is highly unlikely, given us being on what you call a compound. Crap, this is gonna be a real pain getting back, isn't it? Not at all. I venture every now and then to observe the world and learn what I can, so getting you back is no concern of mine. You humans do quite a few unsavory things, but some of your discoveries are very beneficial. I also feel a bit of sympathy for your captain. I you made it! I am not pleased, people. Not at all. You mean, for over 60-something freaking chapters, I have had to deal with Xenolessia after Xenolessia after Xenolessia after racist after racist after racist after ignorant boob after ignorant boob, just to finally, in a chapter that I am utterly hating right now, to finally get the Celestia that I prefer, to get to the Celestia that's actually in character, the canon Celestia. I finally got to her after all this freaking time. Why now? Why did you put her in now? Why wait for so long? Why did you put all this Xenolestia bullcrap in the beginning? Do you realize what this just did? Not only have you proven capable of being able to write Celestia in character, mind you, but you have just made every single chapter where Celestia proved a hindrance to Luffy, the other Straw Hats, and anybody else because of her xenophobic tendencies pointless? Yeah, you just made it feel like there was no point to it. It added nothing to the plot when you could have just simply wiped it all away and put in the real freaking Celestia. Just... I'm this close to cracking, people. I am this close to cracking. Moving on. After finding out the deaths of Whitebeard and Ace, I need you to get me back to Luffy. Now. I don't care what it takes. I'll know the... Linus chuckled. Sister, don't keep him waiting, though. Show him the other one. Celestia brought out the newspaper. I was curious when the first news broke. Perhaps you can explain what your captain was doing back to a place he had lost so much. Sanji didn't wait for the paper to come to him. He seized it with his own magic and pulled it over. Celestia smiled at the display while Sanji poured over the paper. He stopped almost as quickly as he started. The throne room was quiet for a few moments, while Sanji lingered over the headline of a picture of a bandaged young man holding a straw hat to his chest. Hey. All this magic stuff. You think a human could use it? Then that's quite a question. You shouldn't have the proper biology for it. But that skill of yours, hockey, is similar in some ways. Oh, I feel so happy being back in character. I wonder how my dear friend Osmond is doing. I'm not doing quite well, actually. I miss you, Celestia. Can we have tea later? How did I know those two were best friends? That sells it then. If I can, I'd like to stay here for a little while and train. Why? I can't give an order. I need to get stronger so my crew never falls apart again. Sister, I may have a suggestion. You were planning on telling Twilight Sparkle and her friends eventually anyway. So why not sort of introduce them with Sir Sanji here? It would be quite a nice introduction to humans. You would say that, Luna. You've actually been quite chipper this whole morning, but you've made a good point. Twilight and her friends will need training and knowledge of the seas, so allowing a human to stay here and train is a good trade-off. So we have a deal we done? Yes, I believe we do. I'll have a few details over you, Twilight, to ensure you don't come off as some mad stallion. But I hereby permit your stay in Equestria, provided you mind your behavior. Oh, I feel so happy about myself being in this chapter. Oh God, you do. Wait until you see a few scenes with me later on. Why? It's not gonna be too stupid, is it? Not saying you would, but trust me, it's not gonna be pleasant. For the reader, that is. Wait, can I see the script? Oh, the reader's going to go bonkers. Girls, what are you doing? Why are you looking at that? Girls, I'm not liking that look. Why do I have the strange feeling that I'm going to suffer? So, Sanji goes back and proceeds to talk to him, and everybody, of course, has their own reactions to knowing that, yes, Sanji comes from a new place. Twilight is excited to explore. Pinkie Pie is excited to try the sweets, and Rainbow Daz is excited to play out her daring do fanfics. And when Sanji smirked, Daz blushed. No. And of course, Daz is being brass, arrogant, so confident self. And when you know it, that's when Luna shows up. And she takes Sanji over to a special little room for just him and her, where they can proceed to talk about going into the seas, partying, traveling, and how much more Sanji is a lot better person than most of the nobles. Which, of course, is usual. And then Luna proceeds to give him a look that gives him a stone in his stomach. What? And then Luna presents an illusion of both him and her where they're humans, and Luna's dressed in a really nice cleavage-revealing dress. Sister is always so stoic in her observances of the human world. I'm a bit more. Proceed. So press her chest against his, helping Sanji's muzzle and her cleavage. Sanji's face went from bright red to deathly pale. Oh no. Adventurous? Oh no. You better drop the act, because there's no way I'm falling for a damn horse. Oh, you say that, but just so little Sanji could see straight down her scintillating dress. Some blood trickled down his muzzle. I am the man who knows all about what ponies dream about, and I am very adaptable. Perhaps you prefer if I were a mermaid? We would like to apologize for the unexplained sudden eruption of pain and suffering that this author is about to endure. If you would like to, please pay me a paycheck for my eventual bail that I'm going to need for the mass murdering I'm about to go on, please send the check to the following address.
probably be on the back of the comments. If you don't see me for Tomorrow Fandoms Fridays, you'll know that my mass murdering has gone in total completion. I'll be right back. Until then, here's my dear, helpful little brother to start describing to you exactly what he's doing on Fallout New Vegas. Toodles!
Okay, so I'm in the Brotherhood Steel area. I'm looking around, trying to doing things, having fun and adventures. I'm looking at my map right now. I'm sure nothing can go wrong while I'm doing this. Trying to follow my quest, going around with my companions. I'm not really good at this whole describing things. It would be better if I were showing you. I mean, oh my god, what is he doing? Oh god, oh god, he's going crazy. Yep, here comes the bodies. Yeah. Oh, I mean, here I am. Loading. Yes, loading. What's he? Oh my gosh. Those poor bodies. He's doing those horrible things. Good lord, what did that poor grandmother ever do to you?
I'm murdering people. Shh. All I heard is stuff fall and then you stomping around. Shh.
Be very, very quiet.
I'm back. This thick just completely drives me. Why? The lowbrow, asinine, shark jumping levels of bullshit. It just boggles the mind. Why? Why put Sanji into this human Equestria fantasy? Please, I beg you, don't tell me it was just to copy more of the Okama Island. Because at this point, I feel like there is some guy behind you with a shotgun, and every time you put in something original or something interesting, and you start typing it, the guy with the shotgun points at you and goes,
"Leo, son, I don't know what you think you're doing with this whole entire originality, bitch. But you stop that right now, or else I'm gonna blow your dang head off. You and your miserable pieces of crime, you just get that originality out here."
This... No! No! Well, Celestia rightfully berates Luna for being, well, a girl who likes to throw herself at people. Luckily, Celestia has more sense to try to seduce the nearest guy with 4 legs. No. And then Celestia proceeds to play a prank on Luna. Thank God for that. So the first day of Sanji's training involves Sanji working for Applejack, towing the grounds, learning about ingredients. Maybe we should have given Sanji to Applejack in the first place. Would have been a lot more interesting, a lot more fun, and then when Sanji tried to run, we could have had Sanji be decked by Applejack. Well, Sanji tries his best to work out, but fails because he still needs to put a lot of effort. And he does enjoy a lot of fun working with the Apple family, eating lunch. And then Granny Smith tries to hook up Sanji with Applejack. Brain dying, going to sleep now, need booze, constant drink. And I'm right back into the action. People, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think we're gonna get through this. But if you have faith right now, I swear, we will work together. Sanji's other part of his training proceeds to also work with Pinky, who also proceeds to hit on Sanji. Any more girls want to hit on Sanji out of nowhere? Because seriously, Fick, this running gag is getting old. And it wasn't even that funny. Well, at least with Rainbow Dash, he just works out. And Rarity, of course, just gives him a new suit, but for some reason, Sanji runs that way too. Why? But I do love the fact that we do have Discord messing with Sanji. That actually feels better. And lastly, for his training with Twilight, he does fox in on Twilight, making herself, trying out her new elusive spell in the nude. Well, it may be an illusionary naked person, but hey, at least my mind gives me some really good eye candy. And over the next few days, there's training, there's exercising, and for some odd reason, every mayor in existence starts throwing themselves at him. 2 years later. Amidst the myriad of other ships stuck at the grove, the adorned with a cartoonist pony masthead went unnoticed when it sailed to the port. As soon as it was anchored, a Vector leapt off the deck and landed onto the grass. His main man rose. His three-piece suit glimmered in the light, managed to filter down through the trees, especially with the diamond cufflinks. A man in a fine suit was nothing new on the island, though. His entrance wasn't noticed until his left eye locked into a group of women walking by. His mouth gaped open to a vulgar grin, while his tongue wagged out of it. His right eye was hidden behind his hair. His left one had turned into a throbbing heart. "Women!" he said with a panic cry of joy. "Real women! Viva Saboni!" The nearby women flinched backwards at his lustful cries. When he pounced on them, they shrieked and fled. While the man was still in the middle of the air, a hand came down on him and slid him back to the ground. Grass on the soil had formed an imprint on it. Sai pulled himself up and looked over at the purple-haired woman in a dazzling white dress, gazing out with her hands on her side. "Really, Mr. Sanji," the woman huffed. "Have you no restraint?" "You don't know what it's like, Rarity." Sanji sat back. A small crowd observed the ongoing scene. 2 men in particular were staring at the woman whilst he chewed out the man. One was a portly fellow with short green hair and 3 swords on his right side that looked quite brittle. The other had an angular face, and the hair that was more like a dirty mop glued to his head and over his left eye. Almost looked like a wig. Both men were as ugly as sin, but the wearing people kept their distance from them. "Oh my god, it's bad cosplayers!"
I don't get it,
said the green-haired man.
Why chase after the girls when you got a woman like that on your crew?
The mauve-haired man looked up at the ship, and come off 5 more women were disembarking. All of them were sight in the eyes, both in body and in dress. The only one that didn't particularly stand out was the lean one in a sports bra and jeans. She made up for her, though, with the rainbow hair that flared out of her head. Almost didn't look like hair.
The
mauve-haired man shrugged.
Seems like that guy's got a deal almost as good as ours. We should find Robin and get back to the bus, though. It's almost time for the meeting. Now, if anybody doesn't mind, I'm going to continue licking this lollipop.
David Moo?
Yeah?
What are you doing here?
Oh, cameo. You're doing the false Straw Hat, so I figured might as well bring out the worst interpretation of the Straw Hats of Sanji ever, you know?
You're right. But, you see, David Moo, you entered the wrong place.
Where did I enter?
My studio.
Yeah?
And you want to know something? I think I remember one role of yours that I don't hate.
Really?
Yeah. The problem, and as a matter of fact, I'd like to make you remember that particular show.
Oh, really? What is that?
Power beyond twilight. Crimson is the red that blood that flows. Burying the stream in time is where your power grows. I pledge myself to conquer,
Oh no.
all the foes who stand before the mighty gift bestowed on my unworthy hand.
Dragon! Oh shoot.
Slime Ball! Wasn't that a little too much for David Moo? I mean, he is just a bartender now. Yeah, but unless you're Lisa Ortiz or Faraga Taylor or the guy who did the voice of Zorro, if you come into my office and you have done a voice on One Piece, I tend to blow you up. It's a rule in this studio. It's right outside the door.
That idiot!
Verity and Sanji both grimace. They looked out from the coast. The water was already deep and dark, just a few meters past the mangrove trees that lined the shore. Sanji sighed, reached to a pocket on his suit, and pulled out a sugar cube. Turned to the side of his mouth and sighed again.
So no, that idiot would do something stupid if he got here first.
He said, "What did we do?" Verity asked. "We just had to get here and your friend back." Sanji sucked out his cube.
Well, my idiot isn't a problem. We could probably pick him up at Fishman Island.
Look! Someone pointed out. He pointed down the sea where massive bubbles were rising from the deep. Something's surfacing! A great splish, a massive galleon burst out of the sea. Nearly everyone gaped at the enormous ship and paled when it tilted in 4 different directions. Whispers of a bad coating were halted at the sight, its 2 massive cuts cutting around the length and width of the ship. Rarity and Sanji's attention were up to the mast of Cronus Hellas. A green-haired man in a flowing robe glared at the girl with blue wings extending out of her back, floating beside him. "What's your problem?"
I got on the wrong ship. Why would you care?
The Grant grunted. "Ah!" The girl screamed.
I want to go fishing,
Sorrel said as he went through the groves. "No!" The 3 voices shouted at him. Sorrel glared at Sanji, and then glanced at the 2 girls.
When did you 3 become the boss? Especially you, number 7.
Don't start with that ranking crap again, mosshead! Sanji ground. It's only pure miracle you got here first. Don't let that get to your head!
Sir, sorry, number 7.
Sanji's eyes flared and the temperature around him kicked up. He angled and glared at Zoro. That's it! I spent 2 years in hell training for this. I'm going to humiliate you like a prepper! Zoro glanced at Rarity, while still hand still sword towards the sword.
A real hell you went through.
Flames burst of Sanji. Zoro gripped the blade. A light blue barrier or aura shot up in front of Sanji, and a blackened wing was straight in front of Zoro. "Mr. Sanji, please," Rarity pleaded. "It's not for me that it needs to suit. Think of the offense and think that they see it dead." The flames died down and Sanji relaxed. A wide grin spread across his face, and a bit of blood dribbled out of his nose. "Of course," he giggled. "Can't ruin Nami and seeing Robin and Nami again."
Idiot!
Said both Dash and Zoro. Dust and ash swirled through the thick air. Zoro's clanged and gunshot rang through the grove. The smell of battle stung Rarity's nose. Zoro and Sanji ran a little ahead of her towards the platform all this chaos started from. Dash stayed at her side but off the ground.
Luffy!
Zoro called out. "Luffy!" Sanji yelled. "I knew it. Where are you always in the middle of these messes?" "Hey!" Luffy shouted with a white grin on his face. "Zoro! Sanji! I knows you this time!" Zoro, Sanji, Verity, and Dash sprinted forward, but the 2 hulking figures loomed between them and Luffy. They were both identical, expressless faces in their black jackets. They raised their hand and aimed their glowing palms at the group. "Crud!" Steam rose off Luffy's body. "I knew I should have taken care of those guys." Sanji and Zoro flew at one Pacifica, while Dash and Rarity landed themselves on the other. The sharp ring of well-honed blade rang through the air twice, when Zoro brought his blade down on Pacifica, and Dash slashed her wing across one's neck. Metal dented and cracked when Sanji brought a flaming heel on Pacifica's head. Rarity slammed towards a growing hand on the other Pacifica's gut, and massive crystals exploded out of the wires and circus from where it had been. "Who the hell are those girls?" said Tomaru growled, glared back at his men. "Capture them along with the other pirates. Don't let the Straw Hat or anyone else escape." Sir! One Marine pointed a shaky figure at the gathering of Marines. Ahead of them, Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji were already sprinting away. In front of the Marines was a lone bearded man.
It's the Dark King!
Said to our grander's group.
That still leaves those girls. Obviously, they have some connection with Stryads. Other units will head them off. They're not leaving this island.
Sir!
Another Marine shouted. A collection of mini transponders sails lined his arm.
Recruiting reports were all over the island, and those girls are now somehow holding back the 5th platoon with 4 others. The rest of the platoons are in similar situations. What?
In the middle of Grove 42, a collection of Marines stood there beside their fallen brethren. Raced at the 6 girls blocked their path. The girl in the orange vest spun through the air and delivered a kick to send a score of Marines flying. In a split second before impact, her leg returned to the shape of a hoof, but such a detail was lost in the heat of combat. She landed on the ground and smirked with tipping her hat.
Yeehaw!
She exclaimed.
I haven't had a brawl like this since that time in the Empire with Changelings. Ha!
That's up coming Marine.
I wish. Let's see more of those robot guys.
Sanji, thought Rarity while she fought up the Marines with her friends. Now's your chance. I hope we meet again someday, you rousing stallion. Across the archipelago, as the sun sunk below the waves, Sanji felt a slight pain in his chest and he looked back. Once the archipelago disappeared, a massive smile. In another life, Mademoiselle. You may even beat out Robin and Nami, he mused.
Oh, Sanji!
Nami called out. Sanji spun around. Whatever compilation was on his face fled. It was replaced with a dopey grin and lustful eyes.
Yes!
I understand for Zoro you might be missing whatever girl you trained with, but I'd like to go over the coding rules.
Aye.
Sanji paused for a moment. He then turned a deep red and glared with flaming eyes at Zoro stickered out. Going to kill him. Sanji opened his eyes. He felt a bit of chill running along and suddenly jabbing his arm. Looking down, he saw a tube running from a needle into his arm, into a crimson bag on his side. Chopper was draped over him, laying out a deep shine to the seats near Sanji's torso. Cammy was leaning over his right, while Luffy and Usopp were stretched across the chairs like deflated balloons. Where am I? Sanji asked.
In one of my friend's homes, Jimmy answered. You lost a lot of blood. I'm so glad we found Donnie.
Chopper slumped further onto the bed. Yeah. Sanji's eyes stepped to alertness. Blood? What happened to me?
Why won't those fishmen give us blood? Luffy moaned. We ran all over town, but we couldn't find any humans. Yeah, I thought it was all over.
You guys did that for me? Thank you. Sanji placed a sinking hand up to his face and clenched his jaw. I can't remember. What the hell did I do?
Don't try to remember!
Luffy and Usopp shouted. Usopp sighed and walked over to the partition between Sanji's bed and the rest of the room and grabbed it.
Your donor really came through us, though. You see, he hadn't shown up once he did.
You mean... Sanji's eyes shifted to a heart. A fair maiden was the one who saved me? Oh, it is nice to hear you call me that, Blackleg. Came a voice from the partition. Was let the Sanji's blood froze. Usopp fell to the ground when the partition was yanked away by an unseen force. Luna sat on a bed parallel to Sanji's smile on her human face. Sanji took a leaf. I know our kind was never your type, but it's nice to know I got to share something with you at least. Sanji screamed until foam frothed off into the mouth, and then he woke up. Chopper was beside him, as were Cammy, Luffy, and Usopp. There was still a tube pumping fresh blood in his arm. He looked at Chopper. Whose blood is this?
Sanji, you need to rest.
Chopper stuttered. Whose blood? Sanji repeated.
A woman's?
Kinda glad she left. Not sure seeing her would be the best for your health.
Me neither.
I wish she stayed.
Chopper pressed the gun in.
There's not anything like her before. Your blood work is nothing like it's seen.
Yes, Sanji. I want to know, too. How come she knew your name and kept saying hers in her sleep?
Sanji reached out and looked at his fellow crewman and glanced down. 1. That pony is Nightmare incarnate. 2. You never tell Masa about this. Agreed?
Luffy tipped his head to his side. Pony?
Sanji paled. No.
A glimmer appeared in Luffy's eyes. Is he kind of devil fruit user? That will explain the wings and the ways he moves stuff around. Probably a rare kind of, if it is a devil fruit.
Little brother, hold the keyboard. Because if you don't, I'm going to spend the next few minutes bashing that keyboard across the screen and die. Let me go. Let me go. Let go. Let go. This story needs to suffer. This plot point was stupid. Let go. Let go.
Dude.
What? What?
Cookie.
Nom 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 nom.
Cookie.
Nom 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 nom. This thick just. Okay. Let me break down my problems with this chapter slowly. With this part set adrift. It's this whole idea that Sanji's worst nightmare is Equestria. You're basically saying that this happens in comparison to Okama Island. I have to ask, one, how, and two, what would happen if Sanji, say, were to actually meet a horse sewing user? Would he insult her just as badly? What does he think of his certain little Nakama about yay, hi, cute, got a little nose, sniffs? Does he really see him as just a food object? Because I don't think Sanji's that insulting to his Nakama. I kind of would have preferred it if Sanji did stick with the idea that he was just on an island full of girls who were cursed to look like ponies. Or that was just the way the island worked. But I'll give you credit. For a few brief seconds, you actually had Sanji act in character and treat the girls with respect. Because, I don't know, maybe it's due to the fact that I've seen this show since... I've been a fan of this show since I first read the manga way back in 2001, and Sanji is one of my favorite characters, but I think that even if they were ponies, I would think that Sanji would be, still a little more respectful to them, and would actually, somewhat be nicer than us saying, oh, these are demon horses, yada, yada, yada. I also got a problem with the whole entire, almost every single mare in existence seeming to throw themselves at Sanji, with the exception of Rainbow Dash, but we know why Rainbow Dash wouldn't be doing that now, don't we, folks? Unless she's bisexual in this fic, and she does have more eyes for Spitfire. Hey, whatever ship floats this guy's boat, I have no disagreements. But, yeah, the little bits also annoyed me as, again, there is no point, no purpose, no rhyme, no reason, and this does feel like it was just there to copy off Okama Island. And that's another thing. Once again, this story decides it wants to copy the story from the manga rather than tell its own universe. Rather than seeing something like, I don't know, Sanji interact with Applejack, trade recipes, and train with her, we instead get Okama Island, but with ponies. Which, sadly, doesn't make sense, and lowers the story's quality in general. Also doesn't really work, and none of the characters get to sign. And Sanji just comes looking off like a sexist asshole, where instead, he should be a gentleman. I feel like this fic wants to flanderize him because the author doesn't know how to write Sanji. Which is a shame because in the hands of somebody else who is a fan of Sanji, hi! You probably could have had something great. I mean, after all, then again, a lot of times if I'm the guy, if somebody said, I'd like to see you do better. Okay,
Does better.
I can do better because I can set it. This Senator chapter just, it annoys me. It just hurts on all levels. Oh, and next week I got more of these before I can actually get to the end. I just, at least the next part is Chopper. I just realized Chopper has had the most.
Why?
See you guys later.